ALGS match day number 4 is finally in the books, and honestly, we saw some storylines that literally we talked about yesterday needed to be told, and if those stories didn't happen, they had no chance for land. A big day for many of these teams going into this one, two specifically that I want to make mention of. But firstly, we all were under the impression and knew that Talmadge was playing on this TSM roster as far as the coaching staff goes, but for whatever reason, he wasn't officially on the Battlefied team, and he wasn't announced officially as well, and many people were wondering what was going on. I'm not sure of the delay or why this was happening, but finally he was announced yesterday. And then shortly after, obviously we saw some of these games going into the Pro League. So we'll start it off with the EMEA scene. So some of these were I would not say necessarily crazy surprising. I don't think there was many terrible upsets, just not necessarily all predictable as well. Passion UA taking the win. I'm just really happy for Max Strafe. Honestly, I'm always rooting for the guy considering the past that he's had to go through. Cybercats in second. Gaming Gladiators once again still hitting that storyline. Former Omit roster doing so good. Omit tried to keep them, and apparently, you know, Gaming Gladiators must have been paying a little bit better. But then Atlas at number 4, with Go Next Esports at number 5, Trojan at number 7, Navi at number 8. I think one of the biggest things that I kind of was surprised, I thought Made in Heaven would do a little bit better, but I guess you're going to see some of these others in North America that, you know, it's just not always going to be a top 5, and it's not that big of a deal. FaZe Clan, though, in number 9th. This is former Made in Heaven, of course, Nag, Fnatic, and Arctic. You know, best of luck to those guys in the future of it as well. Blacklist in 10th, Passion, the other Passion in 11th, Danish in 12th, Eternal in 13th, Forbidden in 14th. Aurora is probably a big storyline. I think we're not used to seeing them down here as well. Full English in 16th, Nessie in 17th, 3D Max, Players, and Apex Warlords. Then you go to their all-around scoreboard and how are they doing, how are they stacking up, and which teams are looking good. Well, Gaming Gladiators still in a very comfortable first, FaZe Clan still in that comfortable top 2, Passion in the top 3, other Passion in 4th, Go Next in 5th, Danish, Navi, Vex in those top 8 slots, Cybercats in the 9th, Outplayed in 10th, Aurora in 11th, not normally where we would see them. Of course, they were dominating last split in first place. We're not seeing that same Aurora. And then Trojan NIP goes down. Alliance in 16th, another one that I don't think we're very sure of, but they are a game behind. So, hey, you know, all these guys up here are 3 games ahead. I think Alliance is going to be in a pretty good spot once this is all said and done. You'll see that gameplay going down because APAC South is currently playing as we speak. But the big one, the storyline we talked about yesterday, last chance teams, they need to step it up, and they need to step it up now. And boy, did they do it. So we were actually watching this stuff live on stream, and about the 4th game in, I bounced out. I'm like, bro, I wanted Elevate to do good. I was rooting for them. I want this comeback story to happen. They're not making it happen. And so I leave. Elevate goes from, like, you know, near bottom to middle to all of a sudden going crazy, and they get the first place that they needed. We talked about this, literally almost dead last place. So it just wasn't going good for them at all. They need a pretty much miracle to make this happen, and they start off very strong. First place for Elevate going into match day number 4, and it was not a high scoring game. 58 points is definitely not normal for the number 1 spot. Team Falcons also started off pretty slow, same way, and they came back later on in the day. They finished in 2nd. Complexity started off very strong, and on the back end, they just kind of stayed consistent throughout the day. 3rd place. I think a lot of people are surprised with Complexity. I mean, honestly, like Kimchi, coach, you know, now wants to play. Yeah, I don't think that'll work, but it does. Monsoon, like, oh, he's washed, and all these other, you know, complaints people were trying to give, and Mon has really showed himself and proven himself to be worthy. And the guy's literally traveling the world traveling the US right now, playing at a different location like every single day. He's just showing up to those like pop-up LAN events or whatever, those arenas where they actually have you know, computers that you could play at, and he's just playing from all over the place, and they're doing really good. So shout out to those guys. Lou, also, they were showing as kill leader yesterday. He's obviously exceeding a lot of expectations. So very proud of that Complexity roster. LG trucking along. They're not necessarily like being this bright shining star, but they are doing what they need to do to qualify for LAN. I think they're going to be one of those teams that just kind of like sneak their way in. Nobody's talking about, but they're still there and they're still deadly. So we'll see how they progress on through the season as well. Not Moist is another one near the bottom of the leaderboard. We talked about this. They have to have a good night. They started it off strong. First place in game number 1. Weren't able to necessarily get that top number 1 spot like Elevate did, but they definitely did do pretty solid. I just don't know if it's going to be enough. So obviously we'll take a look at those scorecards in just a second. Skidmark in 6th, NRG in 7th, Weave in 8th, Most Hated in 9th, Fluffy Aimers in 10th, TSM in 11th, Pioneers in 12th, CCE, SSG, one of those super teams of SSG, not doing too solid, Empire in 15th, Board EC, Yup, NGNL, and Oxygen Esports in dead last. Now, overall, how are these teams battling it out, and what does the scorecard look like for the standings? So Team Falcon still number 1, SSG despite not having the best of days still number 2, LG number 3, TSM number 4, Complexity in 5th, Skidmark in 6th, NRG in 7th, Weave in 8th, Furia in 9th, Pioneers in 10th, CCE in 11th, and Elevate has now pushed themselves from near bottom to the last qualification spot for North America in the 12th place. So really good job from EA. However, there are some teams with only 2 games right here, like Liquid Alienware, that I'm sure will pass them after they play their next game. So Elevate is not done by any means whatsoever. They have to go another good day, and possibly even another good day in order. I mean, they're going to need 2 really solid days, top 3s or something, to make this work. I mean, the way they started it is just, it's going to be tough. Not Moist is in 14th with 3 games played. Not horrible. Once again, they're in the same predicament. Just need to go back-to-back really good days here. But on the bottom side of this, Disguised is another team that is in the same position. They need to do what E8 just did. They need a win. They probably need back-to-back wins. And obviously, you're seeing Moist, not too bad of a day, right? 5th place. They made their roster change. It worked. Will Disguised make their roster change and it worked for them? I don't know. Time will tell, of course, in the end. Also, APAC South is playing as we speak. These results are not out because they are literally in their end game right now. Then also, APAC North finished up their day. Striders in 1st. I don't think many people saw this one coming. North Epson in 2nd. Fnatic in 3rd. Of course, that one was a little bit more predictable. SBI in 4th. New Jay in 5th. New Jay's been killing it lately. A new team that I think a lot of people are not paying enough attention to. Reignite in 6th. Interforce 36 in 7th. Area 310 in 8th. Meteor in 9th. X Factors in 10th. Reject Winity in 11th, Rise in 12th, Red Rams, Kinnetrip Gaming, Riddle Order, and the list goes on. But I think your big organizations that we always talk about, Riddle Order, Kinnetrip playing a little lackluster in this one, Reject Winity, middle of the pack, kind of like TSM has been doing, but then Fnatic, Northeption, Striders performing very well in their regions in yesterday's Pro League matches. It came out after the fact. Of course, we're talking about mostly North America being that they are the heavy hitters and normally they get the most attention and all of this stuff. But APAC North, yes, we still need to keep a little bit more attention on those guys in all regions considered, because North America is not dominating on the level that they used to. But Zach came out after the fact, of course, very proud of his team. And E8's one of those teams that kind of has been one of those last second, last chance, put it together roster. Slayer obviously got pushed away from the LG spot. Things obviously didn't go well with Lux with Native, and then he was supposed to join this Optic crew, and then that didn't work out. So this team just comes together. They try to do something big, and then like it didn't work out, and this is what was left. But given the circumstances and how last minute it was, I think Lux and Slayer were definitely like the best 2 options you probably could have got, being that it was such a late decision that was being made. At least you didn't get stuck with someone from Challengers that you had to pull up or something like that. So big on those guys. Also wanted to make mention of some drama going on in the scene, some stream sniping drama going on. So Talus had actually put this out, and of course Pro League player as well. We've known Talus for quite some time, so he actually posted this, and this is kind of concerning considering it is someone that you've known in the scene for quite some time. So you probably are aware of the Boys. Now the Boys is definitely no stranger. They're definitely not strangers to controversy. So Forelli Boy obviously being the big name here. I think a lot of people know. Challenger circuit team. There was even the drama a while back when, Nicewig said something after he died to them, and then people get mad at Nicewig for being hateful. But everybody knows and is kind of known for quite some time that these guys are up to no good. There's something shady or weird about them, and you could see this goes crazy. So he goes on to say, Talus says that he's been stream sniped by these guys. They're tied to your Challenger circuit players. They have done really, really well in some of these big tournaments, PSQs and CCs, and making it to finals. And they're very well known in the scene. And for them to do this, it's really unfortunate. And I think at this point, it deserves a ban. So this is an 11 minutes of evidence, 11-minute videos of so many instances of them being stream sniped, being landed on game, and then their bodies just consistently get shot. I mean, the guys obviously know what they're doing. It's really, it's so obvious. And even in the comments, you're seeing Duplex, a pro, Jevi Media, a journalist, saying a pro, you're seeing Rogue, you're seeing all these people, you're seeing Voltic, you're seeing Prodigy Aces, you're seeing check. Like, so many people are so aware that these guys have been weird for so long. 11 minutes. If you guys want to see the full clip, it's down below. I mean, it is crazy and it is obvious. I mean, you don't just do this. I mean, there's so many instances and it's only on the last 2 days. So like 11 minutes of proof in the last 2 days is crazy. And everybody in the comments seem to agree as well. So I think it's time that some action needs to be, you know, taken. And it's kind of sad in the midst of a crisis where we're already dealing with cheaters on a level that we've never dealt with them before. And it's really unfortunate, but hopefully something is done. Lastly, just as we wrap it up, I've got to show you guys how cool of a moment this was for me. So yesterday I played in the Father's Day solos tournament hosted by His and Hers. They invited me and I was doing so good on controller. Just in case you guys don't think the news guy is good, they nerfed me so hard. They had me playing crypto. I've never only played like 5 times. They had me switching a mouse and keyboard. Your boy still got it. And he's playing a challenger circuit next weekend as well. Take a look at this clip of how good your news boy is. This will be the last clip of the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all things inside of the world of Apex Legends esports news. Roll the clip and have a great rest of your day. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Ain't no way. No way they just stole my kill. Let's go on M&K and crypto. Get out of here, baby. On M&K and freaking crypto. Sheesh. We switching to M&K. Them controller days are over.